Hey guys, so I'm back. I know I haven't really been making that many videos recently. I just wanted to get a few announcements out of the way before I start my video today. So first of all, I have a VidMe account. I know I mentioned it on my social media, and I think I mentioned a comment on one of my videos, but my VidMe will be in the description, and I'd really appreciate if you follow me because it's a backup for my channel. I know everybody's doing a VidMe now, but I'm just doing it as a backup for my channel, and I need 50 followers to get verified, so I can fully back up my channel and upload all my videos. So yeah, and then for those of you who are following me on Patreon, since I will be making videos regularly again, now would be a good time to follow me again. For those of you who stopped following me, which I understand because I wasn't making videos anymore. So yeah, just a reminder for that. And then one more thing regarding monetizing my videos. Personally, I really hate commercials. I despise them. I hate seeing them in front of every video, so I've been really reluctant to monetize my videos. That and making videos has always been a hobby for me, and I don't like making money off of it. But lately, I've realized even through PayPal and Patreon, it's going to take me a lot of money to get the mic I want, which is a Blue Yeti. So is it okay with you guys if I monetize my videos and you'll have to see ads in front of it? I'll probably just demonetize them after I can get the mic that I need. And all of the money will go towards improving my channel. So I just want to know if it's okay with you guys. Let's get into the video. As you can tell by the title, I have changed my mind on Miles. I am open to the concept now that he might be trans, which is why I have changed my pronouns for him, and you will see in the video why. However, I'm not completely sold on that he might be trans, and I still am very concerned by the fact that he's on testosterone, because it seems like that is a very rash decision on his part. So I'm gonna get into the video.
So here is my gender tag.
How do you self-identify your gender, and what does that definition mean to you?
How do I self-identify my gender? My voice is so different. How do I self-identify my gender? I identify as transgender, non-binary.
This is part of what concerns me, and this is part of what makes me think that Miles is not actually trans, because he still identifies as non-binary, which is, some of you might be asking me, well, why are you considering him as male now? Why do you think that he might actually be transgender? Well, you'll see that later in the video, but you can't be transgender and non-binary, as I've said in my videos about 10 million times. Those are completely different things. Transgender means you're going from one to the other. Non-binary is supposed to mean that you're in between or whatever, and there's no evidence for that, so that doesn't really make any sense. Of course, there might be evidence for non-binary later down the road, but that's still not the same thing as transgender. Now, a lot of people point out the dictionary definition of transgender, which means you identify as something other than your sex. But the thing is that transgender is used to mean the same thing as transsexual, and people associate it with that. When people say, I'm transgender, what they really mean is I'm transsexual, and that's what these people are trying to say when they say I'm transgender. They're trying to get that same emotional impact as if they said I'm transsexual, and that's why I use the words interchangeably, because that in our society are used to mean the same thing. So you can use whatever dictionary definition you want to try to justify it, but these people are willingly using that term to basically say that their identity is just as legitimate as being a transsexual. But I'm going off on a tangent here. Let's continue on.
I think in the future, gender is going to be such an outdated concept. I think in 100, 200 years, everyone's just going to be weird, and they're just going to be human, and they're going to be different. And no one's going to force certain labels or roles or colors and clothes on a human based on anything other than what they want to wear and what they want to do. I don't think gender exists, but I also accept that that's my opinion. Some people don't subscribe to the idea of religion. I don't subscribe to the idea of gender. Like, if you think about it, what is it? Like, really, what is it? Because it's not what's in between your legs. It's not if you're masculine or feminine, because what is that? That's what you identify for yourself. It's not your gender expression. There's so many boys that wear makeup. That doesn't make them a girl. So with all that out on the table, what is gender?
Okay, a few things. Miles says he doesn't believe in gender, which is just ridiculous. And then he goes on as to why he doesn't believe in gender and compares it to religion, and he says, what is gender? And I think what he's conflating with it is gender roles, and gender is not the same thing as gender roles, which these people, oh my god, they're such hypocrites. They'll say, oh, well, clothing has no gender, and then they'll go and conflate it with gender roles. No, gender is not the same thing as gender roles. Gender is the sex of your brain. That is why transgender people exist. How do you not realize this? It says, oh, gender is going to be such an outdated concept. You know, people just, they won't know what it is, that it's not going to exist. Well, then why has it existed in society for thousands and thousands of years? You really expect people to uproot that when it's clearly a concept that exists outside of something that's social. It's clearly not a social construct. I mean, if it was a social construct, then why would transgender people exist? These people claim to support transgender people somehow don't have an answer for that.
So I identify as transgender non-binary, and I think my relationship with those words has changed since I came out. So with the language that I'm given and I'm able to put to how I feel, I definitely do identify as a boy. But I'm a boy that doesn't believe in gender.
Okay, this is the thing that changed my mind. So Miles says that he is a boy, but he says that, oh, it's about his beliefs, it's about his feelings. That's why he identifies as non-binary. Now, this does conflict with what he said in his other video, which he said he's definitely not a trans guy, which is the thing that concerns me. Because you said you definitely weren't a trans guy before. Now, it could have been that he was just in denial, which does happen, but that's still, see, that's the thing that concerns me. The fact that he wasn't 100% certain. So again, I'm not 100% sure. I'm giving him the benefit of the doubt, but not 100% sure as to whether he actually is trans, or whether he's one of these transgenders. Because for the longest time, he claimed to be just a lesbian girl, which could happen if he was legitimately a trans guy. But just the fact that he's using it, like, I'm trans, you guys, just like he did with I'm gay, it just makes me doubt things. It just makes me... It seems weird. But I am giving him the benefit of the doubt, and I will call him he, and I will say that he's trans. I'm just giving him the benefit of the doubt here. Because he does seem more genuine. It's not like red flags that he's a transgender. At least with this video. In the other video, there are more red flags, which, again, concerns me. But back to the whole, I'm a boy who doesn't believe in gender. Okay, if Miles legitimately is a boy, or a man, I don't know how old he is, then I think he's been brainwashed. Just like Jake Edwards got brainwashed, and that is truly sad to see.
I think that's what I identify with most. I think all these words are bullshit. I'm a big believer in doing whatever the hell you want to do. Words can give you a sense of community, it can help empower you, but I think it can also limit you. Bottom line, love whoever you want to love, be referred to as whatever you want to be referred to as, do whatever you need to do to feel the most you.
Okay, stop with this fake motivational stuff. It's so fake, it's so disingenuous. Just stop with this, Miles.
And just feel the most comfortable. Do you know how many trans women I know that have full-on beards? Because gender expression and gender identity are two different things. And if someone has a problem with it, then that's not the person you should be associating with.
Okay, two things about that. First of all, beards are not a form of gender expression. They are a secondary sex characteristic. So don't conflate the two. Those things will give a trans woman gender dysphoria, because they are not a form of gender expression. They're not a gender role. They are a secondary sex characters. And second of all, are you really implying that this person is a trans woman, or that this person is a trans woman? Because if you are, I have no words for you.
Sorry. I'm doing a lot of things in affirmation of my gender identity, but also as if I'm speaking about my faith. I don't believe in a binary.
As if you're speaking about your faith, says the anti-religious person who spoke out against the Westboro Baptist Church and other religious anti-gay organizations. Makes total sense.
Kind of a night and day response from my last gender tag. I literally said, I don't know what the hell my gender is. And now it's like, well, my gender kind of is everything, but also treat me how you would treat any dude.
So this, again, convinces me that Miles could actually be trans. Again, I'm not totally sold on it, but I think Miles could legitimately be just a brainwashed trans guy.
Is what I'm here to say.
What pronouns honor you?
When I first came out with my gender, I went by they, them pronouns, and I still do, but I really jive with he, him as well. So kind of interchangeable. I feel like they, them is gender neutral, and I try to use that for all humans.
Okay, I don't get what this whole use they for everyone. It's just it's inconvenient. It really is, unless you don't know their gender. But if you already do know their gender, then you use he or she. I hate this making things intentionally inconvenient for people. That's just gonna make it harder for people to accept trans people. So, actually in the rest of the video, Miles just talks about how he styles his hair and things like that, because there are other parts of the gender tag. They're not really relevant to the rest of the video. So, I wanted to wrap this video up. So, I do think Miles could actually have a possibility of being a trans guy. I'm not going to take down the other video, because I do think I made legitimate points in it. I don't think Miles was very clear in saying why he thought he was trans. In that video, he did come off as just another transgender, especially because of his very rash decision to go on T. I am very concerned about his decision to go on T. Even if he is legitimately trans, which he very well could be, he went on it very, very quickly, and that really concerns me. He went on it in just a couple of months. I took 11 months to get on it. from when I was first referred. And it just really concerns me that these people are just going to these informed consent clinics and getting on it immediately, even if they really are trans. That's not the way you should be going. You should be going to trained medical professionals. The fact that Miles is conflating gender with gender roles also worries me, because maybe could be part of why he labels himself the way he labels himself. I don't know. I just wanted to show this last clip because this is the final thing that convinced me that Miles could definitely really be trans, because he does say that he has dysphoria.
Do you experience dysphoria? How does that affect you?
Yeah, yes. Yeah, correct? Sure. Ding, ding, ding. You have a winner. Yeah, I do, but also, I'm an adult now.
So yeah, it does seem like he does have dysphoria. Now, he could also be talking about quote-unquote social dysphoria, because I know a lot of SJWs do talk about that. But again, I'm giving him the benefit. He didn't say that he had any dysphoria in his previous video. That's what made me think he wasn't trans. But now he says he has dysphoria in this video. So yeah, again, I said I'm not going to take down the other video. I think I made solid points in that video still, and it was based off the information in that other video, all of that, and it would just seem cowardly to take down that other video, to be frank. So yeah, I hope you guys understood why I changed my mind. Now, of course, this doesn't mean that I'm going to be changing my mind on the other transgenders. I still think they're transgenders, and I still think the decision that Miles made is very rash. I still think he needs to talk to doctors and go through the same process that people like myself have went through before making the decision to go on testosterone. I still think he needs to talk to competent professionals, even though it seems like he does have gender dysphoria, so that he can get a proper diagnosis and proper evaluation to make this decision. So, I'm sorry if I sounded tired or a little slowed down. I just had a migraine. I'm also on SSRIs for anxiety, so my emotions are a little bit blunted. So sorry about that. Anyway, just one more update. I have decided I'm going to be expanding the content I'm going to be making on this channel. This doesn't mean that I'm tired of the kind of content I've been addressing, or that that's no longer going to be the main focus of my channel. It still is. But it's just that there are other things that I would like to address. Other YouTubers I would like to go after, and other topics I would like to talk about. Just expect to see a video talking about my transition, which I know is something that's very highly requested. Videos going after some of the more extreme anti-SJW right-wing commentators like PragerU, some of the more politically focused channels. I know I've made a few videos on people, Black Pigeon Speaks, and even a video on PragerU before, but just more videos focusing on them, because I am tired of those people, and those people are getting some traction. So yeah, next video actually is going to be on Vegan Gains, or Vegan Goins as I like to call him. And if you want to know why I call him that, well, you'll have to watch the next video I make. Yeah, just expect to see me cover a lot more topics, talk about more things, because I'd like to just expand my channel a little bit more. Now, partially because of that, and just because I've gotten so many requests and so many videos that I'm planning on making, it's going to take a really long time to do channel improvements and take your requests, but I am still open to any requests or channel improvements. It's just going to take a really long time for me to get to, so keep that in mind. So as always, I hope you enjoyed this video, and thanks for watching.